I'm starting to think Jon Favreau thought he was he was writing a 26 episode season. We just finished episode 6. There's 8 episodes in the entire season, and we got a filler. It's pretty much a filler. I mean, we did get a little bit of continuation in the overall story with Bo-Katan reuniting with her battalion, her group of Mandalorians, and becoming the leader of them again. But that's it. That is it. It's like it feels more like a setup to the Bo-Katan show, whatever that is. I don't know if they're going to have a Bo-Katan show or if we're just switching who the Mandalorian is in the Mandalorian. It's not Din Djarin anymore. This is not Din Djarin's show. He's been sidelined in his own show. Now it's literally the Bo-Katan show. So yeah, so I don't know if they're pulling a Boba Fett where his series was hijacked by Mando and used to set up the next Mandalorian season, which is this one, season 3, and they're doing the same thing with in this show with Bo-Katan. They're hijacking Din Djarin's show to set up a Bo-Katan show. I don't know. You guys tell me, like, is there a Bo-Katan show on the horizon, or is this no longer the Din Djarin and Baby Yoda show? This is the Bo-Katan show. Also, why did that guy even accept Bo-Katan's challenge? He could have just said no. And what is she gonna do? Nothing. But anyways, let's get on with the episode. This episode, man, like I said, it's a filler. It's literally a filler. So Bo-Katan and Mando fly into Epcot Center. That's literally what it reminded me of. It's like this really touristy location, and Jack Black is ruler supreme. He's a ruler over the place. We had Doc Brown, we had Jack Black. Like, this episode had cool cameos, but it was a filler. The weird thing about this episode is they trying to enlist Bo-Katan. Well, they did enlist Bo-Katan and Mando to get rid of these malfunctioning droids, right? And the whole point was, we're peaceful people. We don't even allow weapons within our borders. But then Mando's like, wait, you let us in? So what's going on, right? Because the first question was, you have this whole like garrison of Mandalorians sitting outside your border. Why didn't you enlist them in? And they're like, oh, we're peaceful people. We don't let an army come in, whatever, weapons and all that stuff. But the thing is, they let Bo-Katan and Mando in and allowed them to help. But they have weapons too. And their excuse was, oh, okay, it's because weapons are part of the Mandalorian culture. Well, guess what? All those guys out there, they're Mandalorian too. It's part of their culture. So unless I'm missing something, that makes no sense. You could have just gotten 2 of those guys to come in and fix the issue. But then I guess you wouldn't have an episode because you'd be focusing on 2 randoms. Well, we did focus on 2 randoms earlier in this episode. Well, they were not random, but they were insignificant, really, side characters with that scientist and Mario Lopez. But I feel bad calling her Mario Lopez, but I keep forgetting her name, and she looks exactly like Mario. Another thing I didn't like was how when Mando and Bo-Katan were going off on their investigation, they were messing with these battle droids, these super battle droids, and it starts running away from them. Like, it's running for its life. Like, it felt weird seeing a droid run for its life, evade, dodge, escape. Like it's running like a guy running away from the cops. Like, it didn't feel natural for a droid. Like in Attack of the Clones, these things were just walking straight forward, shooting, bop, 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 and just getting knocked back if they just so happened to get hit by some blaster bolts or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't run and flee for their lives. They didn't value their life as, because they're droids. But that was sort of explained by Marty McFly's best friend, Doc Brown. He had installed these nano droids into these misbehaving droids, right? The ones that were misbehaving had these nano droids in them. And the other thing is, like, I didn't and that's what was causing them to act up and whatever. But the other thing was, like, I was expecting something a little bit more crazy. You know what I mean? The way they were speaking about how these droids were acting. They were like, they showed this little battle droid like tossing clothes in the air out of a laundry basket or whatever. And I mean, there was one where they had a whole bunch of, like, he was like a sushi chef or whatever, and he had a whole bunch of knives. But I mean, like, I was expecting something. It was silly. This episode felt silly. It felt fun. We had Jack Black in there. I love Jack Black, but it was more silly. You had this lady that looked like that dwarf in Rings of Power. And it was cool seeing Grogu just jumping into her arms because he wanted food. I mean, there was things here and there that were cute and whatever, like Grogu using the Force as they played that game. But I mean, like, I don't know. It was cool seeing Jack Black and Doc Brown, but the cameos added to the silliness. It added to, like, hey, we're not being serious here. We're not focused on the story at hand. We have 2 more episodes left in the season now, and what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we wasting time on filler for? And the stuff that we are focusing story-wise is not even focusing on Din Djarin. It's focusing on Bo-Katan. I'm here to watch Din Djarin and Grogu. I'm not here to watch Bo-Katan. Look at your poster, man. The poster has Din Djarin and Grogu on there. It doesn't have Bo-Katan. I mean, Bo-Katan is a cool character, but I'm not here to watch her. You know what I mean? She is taking over this completely. They literally have sidelined Din Djarin. They've sidelined Mando in his own show. At least it's not as bad as Boba Fett. Boba Fett, he literally wasn't in his own show. He was literally making cameos in his own show. Dude, also how this episode started off with this interspecies alien romance where the Mandalorians were hired to get this kid away from his older girlfriend. And they had the tentacles crawling all over his face, like caressing. Like, dude, it started off silly. I like how they're showing us all these cool different aliens and stuff. And the aliens do look cool. I do like that. But it started off silly. It continued to be silly. We're focusing on side elements. We're in episode 6. The show ends at episode 8. So we have 6, 7, 8. We have 2 more episodes. And what has this season been about? What has the season been about? I don't know what the season has been about. This season, the only overarching story plot-wise that I could say is we're setting up Bo-Katan to round up Mandalorians from across the galaxy. That's it. So nothing to do with Mando and Grogu. I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, there were some things that were cool, like the crime scene. It gave me like cyberpunk vibes, like Psychopaths, like Blade Runner, the cyberpunk kind of style. The droids were being afraid that they were going to be replaced by human workers. I don't see how that's possible, honestly, because even in Star Wars, episodes 1 through 6, droids were used to do jobs that humans wouldn't do or couldn't do. And they were used as tools. They were assets in that way. Why would a human replace a droid's position if droids can outwork a human? I don't understand the threat there. Like, I mean, whatever. I don't know. This episode was a filler, and I don't see the point in it. And we're getting really late into the season. Literally, Jon Favreau did Jon Favreau, while he was writing the season, be like, hey, they gave him, hey, this season 3 of Mando is going to be 26 episodes, and then he's writing the season out, and they're like, wait, actually, it's going to be 8. Cut it off. Wait, but I've been writing for 26 episodes. Yeah, too bad. We're keeping this first 8. That's going to be season 3. Done. Season 3 sucks compared to 1 and 2. It does. It really does. The only good thing going about season 3 is the aerial shots. Even in this episode, the aerial shot with Bo-Katan's ship coming down to the planet, that looked awesome. We got some really great aerial combat last episode. The aerial combat, the aerial shots, the flying and everything. Seeing the Bo-Katan ship flying after that bird dragon looking thing in that one episode where they were saving the foundling, that looked cool. But dude, what is this? What is this season about, bro? I don't know. I'm genuinely disappointed, dude. Like, I honestly enjoyed Boba Fett more than season 3 of Mando. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. I enjoyed Boba Fett more than this season. I mean, it's not bad. Like, Kenobi was bad. This is just, what's the point? What are we doing here? This makes no sense. Why are we having filler? Like, I don't know. It's just a huge letdown. The episode wasn't a bad episode. It's just bad at this stage in the game, at this stage in season 3. I don't want to be seeing this as episode 6 out of an 8-episode season. Actually, I don't want any fillers at all in an 8-episode season, but that seems like all we've been getting. We've been getting only fillers. And like I said in my last episode review, Jon Favreau said that he has no ending planned for Mandalorian. And that is incredibly evident right now. It is incredibly evident. I'm really hoping that these last 2 episodes are going to be solid. They better be solid. They better be. They better not be like one-off stories. They better be like together. They flow like back to back. You know, we need that. We need that amount of time to get to some sort of conclusion. I don't know what kind of type of conclusion I don't know, dude. I'm gonna wait and see. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in episode 7. Take care. Bye-bye.